Hey Merfolk fans, I'm Joe. Thanks very much for joining me today. If you'd like to support my channel, please check the link above to my Patreon page. I'm here with round 3 of a modern competitive league, currently sitting at 1-1 after beating goblins very easily and losing terribly to Jund in round 2. Let's hope that round 3 goes a little bit better for us. I saw immediately that I'm playing against Rothgar 13, aka Roland Rivera, one of the pillars of the modern Merfolk community. And as one of the big reasons I decided to upload this league is to have this match for posterity. Just it's not often you come up against your Merfolk brethren. I actually choose to use this little ninja avatar to sort of keep people off of knowing that I play Merfolk, but Roland is all about all about broadcasting the deck that he's on. So we chatted a little bit. I'll go ahead and open up the chat for you guys. I don't even know if in the replay the chat works like in the correct order. Sometimes it just seems to like... What is happening here? What is all this chatty stuff? Oh, so I asked him, where are you in your league? And he said he's 1-1. And I said, me too, I just lost to Jund. That sucks. I had Affinity, have a gorgeous hand. Supposedly the Affinity hand was godlike, and he wasn't even mad about it. Alright, so I know I'm playing against Merfolk. So keeping a hand with 2 non-basics seems decent, as long as he doesn't draw any Spreading Seas. Silvergill can draw us into something, but getting 2 more non-basics to get up to Master of Waves is going to be really difficult, so it's likely we'll have to play an island at some point. Spreading Seas is not that great, Lord of Atlantis is not that great. It's possible I should have mulliganed this against another deck. This would be like the perfect hand. It's an amazing Merfolk hand. But against the mirror, it's not all that great. But also you can't mulligan it, so kind of annoying. So I wished him luck. He kept. He has a non-basic. And AEther Vial on the play is a rough start for me. Kira is nearly useless. Tapped Wanderwine Hub. What do you got to say about that? Well, there's a basic island. Unfortunately, we don't have a good island walk lord, but Roland did. So getting off to a very good start. Hits his first 2 land drops, has AEther Vial online, has the Master of the Pearl Trident. So there's my 3rd land, but as I mentioned, I was pretty likely it was going to be an island, and it was in fact an island. I won't play that just yet, because there's of course a possibility I could draw into something like Mutavault, which would keep the opponent off island walk a little bit longer. I'm just going to play Silvergill Adept and reveal my crappy lord. Roland, I believe, commented on my lord. Alright, so pass to the end step, and of course, he has a Cursecatcher to use with Vial. Take that thing up. Mutavault is the perfect 3rd land drop, and Reejerey is, so look at that guy curving out. So this is picture perfect so far. I'm tapped out, no reason for him not to swing for 6. I thought about jumping for a moment. You know, we just need time at this point, and jumping would have potentially given me some time. In the end, I just took the 6 points of damage. So his forces are kind of overwhelming at this point, with or without Island Walk. So I kind of need to play this island. I've kind of accepted that Oh, hold on. Roland had something to say about his hand. So I said, look at this guy curving out, and he told me, believe me, the hand isn't as good as it looks. And even if he had 2 Worldspine Worms in his hand right now, this is a sensational opening. I don't think I could have even played cards that could have stopped him from winning with what he has on board right now. Maybe I could have drawn Harbingers or something like that, but he has AEther Vial. He can just throw them right back out. So next turn, he's going to get at me for 10 with 4, 3, and 3. And the following turn, he's just going to get in for whatever. So believe me, the hand isn't as good as it looks. I've been having a lot of mana issues lately, so he's projecting basically that he might have 2 lands in hand. I just thought it was very, very silly that he was complaining about this opening, which literally couldn't have been better. I said, yes, it is pretty good. What are you talking about? even if you're holding 2 lands. Screw or flood, not much in between. How about a perfect curve through turn 3? Needed one more Lord to truly feel comfortable. Haha. Don't be that guy. My expectations are high. So, banter. So I play Kira. Like, why not? I'm going to play Master of Waves next turn, and it seems pretty stupid to play Lord of Atlantis since I would just lose the game next turn if I did that. Okay. Spreading Seas. Good thing I played my island, I guess. So as I mentioned, getting in for 10 cleanly. He could also get in with the Island Walk Lord, but doesn't seem optimal, right? So nothing I can do. So I drew an island and just scooped. So this is kind of the way that the mirror match goes, and it's pretty fun playing against friends every now and then. It was, as I mentioned, it was a sensation. It would have been a sensational hand against any deck other than Merfolk, but against Merfolk, it was pretty bad. So let's go ahead to game 2, see how that one went. Hey guys, I'm back for game 2. I'm going to be on the play this time. Let's hope I get some good stuff. Oh, this is decent. Looks like I can keep him off of Island Walk for a little while. That's usually pretty good. And Roland mulligan to 6. Let's see. All right. He kept 6 and put a card on the bottom. A little bit rough. So I'm going to reveal, I think I revealed the Lord since he's coming next turn anyway for the Wanderwine Hub and played AEther Vial. So no turn 1 AEther Vial this time. If you guys are looking at the chat over here, I did my sideboarding decisions, which I guess I should show you now. So I brought in my 3 Tidebinder Mages because bodies are good. You can see I just drew one. And then I brought in my 2 Echoing Truths. I think that's kind of all I have right now. So that would have been 5 in, and then I took out 3 Cs and 2 Spell Pierces. So pretty easy sideboarding, but I made the sideboarding clicks really fast, and then I think I clicked like the edge of the submit button, but didn't actually click submit. So I thought I had submitted my deck, and then I was sitting there like listening to Roland just talk for a little while. And then I eventually asked him, like, what are you doing, like, with your sideboarding? And then I realized it was me that was holding him up. So, I think I kind of pissed him off. All right. Play the good Lord. What do you got? Silvergill Adept revealing. I believe he revealed, yeah, Tidebinder Mage. So, bring in a Cursecatcher and start the beatdowns. Silvergill, that's perfect. I'm going to cast that guy. Reveal my own Tidebinder, I guess. And then, let's see. Swing in with the Cursecatcher. Not interested in trading my Master of the Pearl Trident for a Silvergill Adept. And I am definitely holding off on playing this island. Now, I thought for a second about the math. Like, let's say I play this island, play the Cursecatcher, play the Tidebinder Mage, and then next turn I can Vial in Reejerey. Like, what kind of power does that present? So I have 2 Lords and 5 bodies. Basically, you'd have Tidebinder and Silvergill being 4s, and 2 Cursecatchers, and this Lord being 3s. Though the Lord, you can't count on him having Island Walk, so it doesn't really count. In the end, it just was kind of clear that playing out the Silvergill Adept, the Cursecatcher right now, was definitely not worth playing this island and giving the opponent access to Island Walk. So here's a Harbinger, bouncing a Cursecatcher. It's value. It can slow down my clock a little bit. So I guess it's better than playing out Tidebinder. And there's an AEther Vial. So looks like a really, really weak hand for Roland this time. And he said, yeah, it's his turn to get run over here. So I'm going to bring in my Tidebinder Mage. Definitely ticking up AEther Vial here. Drew it on an island, which is obviously dead. I think what I'm going to do here is play 1 Cursecatcher and tap one of these creatures so he can't double block. Let's tap like the Harbinger. And then I can crack in and then cast the second Cursecatcher and untap one of my attackers, right? So this is for 11, setting up for a win next turn. And then, yeah, it's just untap the Island Walk Lord, so in case he draws like a Harbinger, he can't bounce the Island Walk Lord. It doesn't really matter at this point, like which creature I untap, but I was just playing around this guy getting bounced. If he got bounced, I can just cast him again, so it's not really the end of the world. And I think it was at this point that Roland scooped. So 1-1 in the Merfolk Mirror, 2 very unbalanced games. Let's go ahead to game 3 and see how that one went. All right, guys, back for game 3. Roland's going to be on the play this time. So I should mention, Roland writes a lot of really good modern format-related articles, sometimes relating specifically to Merfolk, sometimes just having like a little mention about Merfolk in sort of a larger context. His most recent article is about... let's see, what's the best way to say it? Sort of hate cards against Bloodbraid Elf and Jace. And I think there was Choke. Choke was one of them. Can't remember any other ones, but then Tidebinder Mage was on the list. And it's true, Tidebinder Mage has been doing a lot of work for me. So if you guys want to check out some of Roland's articles, you can either, I guess, Google, I forget what website it is, honestly. It's kind of bad. But you can Google Roland Rivera, or you can Google Rothgar13. He uses that name on all of his online venues like Reddit and the MTG Salvation forum. So anyhow, let's have a look at the opening hands for game 3. Now I've got 2 islands, so if I keep this, I'm going to be giving the opponent access to Island Walk. But this is pretty hard to throw away, right? It's definitely middling against the mirror. I really don't like seeing Lord of Atlantis in the opening hand. But we've got card draw, we've got a good Lord, and we've got a Mutavault and an AEther Vial. So it's a keep. It's a borderline keep, and Roland kept as well. So let's go ahead and open that chat up again, I guess. I guess we were talking about Merfolk Trickster a little bit. It's a new card that's coming out in Dominaria. It just looks insane. I think Roland and I are both going to be testing 4 copies of it. The more I've been thinking about it, the better it seems, because one of the best cards that it's good against is Tarmogoyf. Because if you let Tarmogoyf attack and then you flash in Merfolk Trickster targeting Tarmogoyf, it'll turn him into an 0/1, and then you can just eat him. So it's a pretty massive 2-for-1. And there's so much Jund around right now. So that could do a ton for Merfolk in the metagame. So we're both really, really excited. He said he was drooling when he saw it get spoiled. Okay, so it looks like we both have AEther Vial this game. I told him good luck. And he told me this hand isn't exactly as hot as the game 1 hand. So I don't normally talk about my hand with opponents, but I guess he's not taking this super duper seriously because it's the silly Merfolk mirror. Okay, plays a Mutavault. Okay, I forgot to mention, since I played AEther Vial, I was getting ready to play out 2 Mutavaults as my first 2 lands, and just sort of sit back on the Vial and hope that his development was pretty slow, hope that I drew into Oboro or Minamo or something like that for blue sources. It's a little bit risky, but it was the thought. But then he played Spreading Seas, and so I was like, oh, all right, whatever, I'll just play my islands. So his AEther Vial's on 1, I'm going to put mine on 1, and there's that non-basic blue source, so my plan would have been like perfect. I did play out the second Mutavault, but unfortunately the opponent is going to have access to Island Walk anyway. What did I reveal? I don't even think it matters. Reejerey. So that's the next guy I'm going to cast, I think, right? So we can keep the Lord kind of sneaky. All right, so we both have a Mutavault, we both have an island, we both have an AEther Vial on 1. Things developing really, really evenly. Unfortunately, off the Silvergill and my draw for the turn, I hit 2 lands. They are both non-basic blue sources. And in playing this Mutavault, one of my thoughts was actually that I might draw into one of the 2 Echoing Truths that I brought in which case, if Roland goes for a big attack, I could potentially Echoing Truth his Spreading Seas and sort of surprise him by taking him off of Island Walk. And in those kinds of situations, you can end up having really good blocks if they were unexpected. All right, so he hits his third land drop. But a second Aether Vial is pretty poor. Activating Mutavault. He is... Okay, oh my goodness. So he plays the Lord of Atlantis, which is clearly pretty sketchy. You guys watching know that we typically save those guys for Alpha Strikes or opening hands that are so explosive that there's no way that the opponent could catch up with your damage. All right, so I got hit for 3 with Mutavault. Another Reejerey is pretty nice. Definitely going to play that guy this turn and attack. Play the Oboro, and yeah, there's Reejerey. I might as well have played Wanderwine Hub, right? If I was going to reveal a Merfolk anyway. Probably should have just played Wanderwine Hub. It doesn't really matter, though. All right, it's our turn to attack. Let's take him down to 16. Choosing not to block with Lord of Atlantis, I could have seen him blocking because it would have made my creature smaller. Actually, would have killed the Silvergill Adept, right? Because it would have put 2 damage on him, and then when this Lord went away, Silvergill would have died. Also, oh, you know what? I'm being silly. Of course, I had Island Walk because Lord of Atlantis gives it to me, so he couldn't have blocked. And I'm pretty sure I knew that like during the game. I just sort of wasn't thinking about it now. So he was unhappy with his hand, and he let me know about it. He told me I was gonna win. I tried to reassure him. I thought Master of Waves was pretty good here. So, you know, after he played Master of Waves, clearly he didn't attack. And let's see. I sat for sort of a silly amount of time here thinking about this, but the way that it stood was that, imagine I had like the most vanilla of creatures, like if I had a Tidebinder Mage. I put him in, and then it's 4, 4, 3, and 3, which is exactly lethal, right? It's 8 plus 6. Oh no, it's not. It's not. Is it 4? Yeah, it is 4. But then I could just bring in my Lord and play him, and that would be that. But I sat here thinking for quite a while about it. I have 2 Lords in my hand, and with Island Walk given to me by Roland, even if I didn't have this guy, I was just going to steamroll on next turn. So I apologize to him for making him wait. I don't mean to play slowly, but I do like to be methodical and not make mistakes. You know, you can only make so many stupid mistakes before you realize that you should play a little bit more carefully. And that was it. So I won't say that, you know, skill played the hugest part in this particular round. I just happened to get better cards than Roland. And as I mentioned, it is nice to see friends online every now and then, even if it unfortunately detracts from one of our league efforts. So I know that we were both 1-1 coming in, and now Roland had to leave this match 1-2. I happened to talk to him afterwards and found out that he did end up going 3-2. He played like Mono Blue Tron twice in a row or something like that. So he managed to get it done, even though the mirror didn't go very well for him. All right, so we're sitting at 2-1 right now. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this round. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my Patreon page and tune in for the next round in the next video. Thanks, guys. I'll see you there. Bye.